Yo, what's up guys? Dragonball here for another Dragon Ball Legends video. Today we're gonna do my top 10 for January 2026, or at least the middle of it. First tier list of this year. Yeah, as always, I don't own every single character here on this list, so there may be units that I can only judge based on fighting against them or seeing videos from them. As well as this is pretty early. I'm recording this on first day, so literally one day after the new characters have been released. So could be that there are some things that will change in my opinion later on, but I'm gonna do this now for multiple reasons. We're gonna start here actually not like I usually do, because usually I would go number 10 down to number 1. We're gonna do this differently this time because nothing's changing here. This is still the same like last time, and I don't want to bother to talk a lot about these units because there's nothing new added to them. Quickly talk about. You can make this 1A, 1B if you want to. I'm not going to, but you can. This guy is just unchecked, while this guy has some green units to worry about. Yeah, we didn't get the new purple, so this was gonna be Goku's spot here. But Gohan, especially on hybrids, could be 1A, 1B here. And Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta still being here despite being off the boost system. This dualship is still too great to not consider this one of the best options in the game. In fact, this trio is the best team in the game in my opinion, so yeah, this is gonna stay as it is. Moving here to number 4 though. Yeah, last time I had these guys shared. Now this one I'm definitely dropping Goku here. Also a character that didn't really change, the same unit that he always was. Obviously has issues against this guy, but he is still pretty relevant, and I would say still considering in the top 5 of relevant units here, as well as Gogeta. You can have these two here tied if you want to. I'm not going to, because I simply see Namek Goku more often than I see Gogeta. They have different values in what they can bring you, and they all work with the units here. So this is the top 5. This is not going to change here at all. I'm not wasting any time talking about their special abilities because I did a top 10 last time about all these units, explained why they're here. This is the same explanation as before, but it's because the top 5 isn't touched here at all. Alright, so we're moving up to number 6 and 7 here, and this is gonna be the more interesting part here for once. Because what I'm gonna do is this, if I find them. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna start talking about Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta here specifically right now. He reminds me a lot about like when it to Super Vegeta back when he released. Not in the sense of how good he is, because he's not that horrible. It's more the fact of what I was expecting for this guy. And thinking back about Super Vegeta, he was a fumble, generally speaking, skid, yes, sure. But what was most of the problem is how they created this guy for, if you look at the teams. Saiyan, Vegeta Clan. Vegeta Clan was a dead team, it needed help, was a blast-based team, they needed something, a safety unit, better color, everything. This Vegeta added nothing to this Vegeta Clan team on release. In fact, he was more so even competing with the other Reds that were necessary for Vegeta Clan, because they were the only safety units that are kinda new. So he didn't help the team, he did nothing for the team. And I can say the same thing about this Vegeta here. When we got this guy announced, first of all, should have been in Transforming or Revival unit, because, especially Revival, because his scene in the anime was the best fitting for Revival, but they didn't do it, but whatever. Standalone Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta as an adult is fine, but this guy should have been in Revival, not just me. Second thing is, okay, we got this guy announced, and we was like, okay, maybe we're gonna expect something like, you know, Vegeta Clan, maybe this. Or maybe we expected, potentially, me personally, expecting maybe this as a team, not knowing what this kid was. Or preferably, maybe this. Or even, if I can find this guy, now that I remember who I lost here, where are you, Mr. Diamond Mini Goku here? I forgot about you, I think. Or maybe something like this, or something like this, I don't know. Something like this. Some Vegeta Clan Daima variation. This is what we expected, right? And now we got, potentially, I mean, you can use it, it's not the greatest, but I tried this, you can try this. But the end result is actually this. By far. And this is the problem. He is more of a ranged character, not by a lot, but to a noticeable degree, he wants more blast damage. And the way he is created, he fits way perfectly in this trio than with Daima or Vegeta Clan. And the problem with this is because we already have this. We also already have this. Or this. Or even this. Or maybe this. So we already had, like, what? 5 variations of these Doppel Super Saiyan 4 GT Ultras with a third unit. And they now are giving us option number 6. In the same sense, like Super Vegeta, who came out and competed on Saiyans, which was already the best team in the game, he's now basically competing on Saiyans slash go on GT, with like WGT, Ultras plus third. Was the best team in the game, is still the best team in the game, doesn't need any help, and he's fitting way more perfectly here now, which he's doing fine there, but the issue is Daima is here. This is a Daima campaign, keep that in mind, and heavy strike based. He's a strike character with both strike and blast equal stats, and this is heavy strike, and he, by the way, fun fact, also heavy strike, so this guy being a blast character doesn't make any sense, except for Vegeta Clan or Saiyan's blast based, so he doesn't help Daima at all. He doesn't have a second life mechanic, so the problem with this is if you're gonna run this trio, the second you switch out of this guy, you rush either this guy or this guy, you have no safety. So you're kind of forced to run him and Daima Goku together, otherwise you don't have enough safety, and then a third. And then it's like, okay, you could run this Vegeta here, but you may as well just run the green here. He doesn't really add anything here, as well as the individual issues then come if you're playing it outside of this team, by the way. No card draw speed, no second life mechanic, no subcom manipulation on ultimates, rushes, or blue cards, nothing. And his only disrupt is on for unique gauge, which is taking 3 hits, which is not the worst thing ever, but if you're not depleting unique gauge, he doesn't have any disrupt at all. In combination with no strike or blast on entry, only on cards use. He's only drawing blue cards. His damage is fine, and what even gives the bigger synergy for this guy is the fact that he has loading. That he has this. When battlefield an ally is prevented from switching, seal enemy rush, 3 timer counts, unlimited times, and main ability ceiling. Now this is getting quickly gone by Gohan, because Gohan is locking everybody in every 3 seconds. But this is rather important, because if you're playing this trio of these two here and Vegeta, this guy can't rush. This guy. Normally you could lock him in with Namegoku and then rush. With this guy on the team, you actually can't do that. He has some good abilities, useful abilities against Goku. I mean, the blue card generation as well as getting type neutral gives him very easy focus and hard damage. To do damage, like, you will probably always have a blue card if this guy is sealing all your cards, which is nice. His anti-rush mechanic can be good if you're actually rushing this Goku. Like, if you manage to land a rush with this guy against this Goku, you're killing him, which is really good. Because he has Endurance Null on Rush, uncancelable, as well as Overdrive, which is also really good, and it force draws you every single card in the game, including blues, and every time you're drawing a blue, you're type neutral, so this is very good against Vegeta as well. So all these things here he has are great, but the lack of things he has individually can only get perfectly covered by these two, because you have double safety mechanics as well as subcard manipulation, everything here. So he just simply works better with these two, which should have been the case. He should have been working good with Vegeta Clan, and especially good with Daima, and then maybe good with Saiyans. This was the main goal with this guy, should have been with this guy. He's not doing that. If we are not getting another Daima unit, this is a fumble for Daima, a huge fumble, which shouldn't have happened, which is pretty bad. This is why I'm saying I have the same issue as with him on release, with the difference that he's not as horrible on release. Like, he isn't a bad unit, but I will also say, if he didn't have this team, I wouldn't have put him even at number 6. And MFUI, he's basically they're competing on the same teams, by the way. He's competing with Namegoku as the third, by the way, so this is also a big thing. But he brings some stuff, I would say, to the team that I could say, okay, he has some reasons why you could run and over actually Namegoku. I mean, Namegoku gives the third life, gives the green cards, potential feints and the lock-in. This guy has anti-lock-in. He has some stuff against Goku. He has the overdrive, easy type neutral in that sense, because he's drawing blue cards everywhere. As well as if you're vanishing his attacks 3 times, he's destroying strike, blast, strike, blues and green. So pretty good if you're worried about every green from these two guys. So he has some good tools. This is why I'm giving him the number 6 spot here. But without the team, I would put him probably 8. And yeah, back to Ultra UI. I wasn't sure if I'm even gonna put him under Vegeta or over Vegeta. This is why I'm giving this a tight thing here, because I don't know who is like the really better choice, actually. Especially because I don't own UI. I don't see UI Goku get generally speaking a lot. When I see him, he most of the time doesn't really contribute much other than stalling. Like, he does good damage, but you're not killing any of these guys with your ultimate unless you have like a very high start UI. I'm talking about 14 stars versus maybe 7 stars, one of these guys with 1 or 2 Zenkai busts, and sure, yeah, but otherwise, this guy's healing, this guy's type advantage, this guy's just tanky. This guy, maybe one of these two guys, maybe this guy. You could snipe Vegeta, for sure. Especially because he has sometimes anti-key protection, but this Vegeta has a lot of blue cards, so he helps against UI. So I don't know how to evaluate this in this situation. It doesn't really matter, because again, it's not like putting them at 6 or 7, but the relevancy is just not really there. So yeah. Moving to number 8 here. I decided to put Goku and Hit here. There are not a lot of options you could even put here on this list, to be honest, because most of the units are not really that relevant. It's just really that. Again, even these guys here are there, but they're not relevant. You can use them. You can use Goku and Hit, although I would say I think the best team is probably something like this. I think this is the best team I can think of where you could use these guys. And they are doing okay, because again, I mean, this is probably the best purple right now, for now. You have the safety with Namegoku, you have Gohan there. it's just not, just like, it's just a sub-version to the best team in the game. In fact, it's a even worse option to the best team in the game, especially what he gives you a bit more safety against this guy. I think they are now back to boost system. I think there was some boost system change with them, so and I see them doing a bit better. So I'm even giving in the spot at 8. I didn't have them top 10 before. I've seen them sometimes now, and they're doing definitely better. Not to the point where I would say they're like really game-changing or meta-changing, but they're there for sure. I think they're usable. Not as worse defensively as they was before. Before that, I could just spam these blast cards with this guy against Goku, and you would be totally done for. Now they're taking a bit better. There's still an issue against Gohan, so that's still a thing. And especially if you're running this trio, you are just victim to Gohan every single time. You don't have really a safety except your own Gohan there. So yeah. By the way, Vegeta can rush them. This is a good thing for Vegeta. This is the probably only team. Yeah, the team outside of Super Saiyan 4 Goku is just then where this guy gets actually a bit of value. But yeah. Yeah, keeping this at number 8 here, Goku in hit. Not better defining, but they're okay. Then we're moving to 9 and 10, where it comes a bit more. I don't even know what to do here. Because there could be a lot of units you could put here in these kind of ranges. I'm putting a future Gohan. You can change this. I don't mind if you do. It's more so a factor of hybrids, and I've seen the hybrid team more than enough to say, if Gohan is on hybrids, bro, he is just the hardest hitting unit in the game, to the point where even this guy has problems tanking. Type advantage, I've had this a lot of times. This guy is tearing it up, but the problem is, hybrids is just what Beast Gohan, Blue Beast Gohan was. You have 2 units basically supporting the best character in the game. And if you're losing this best character in the game, you're losing. Because the other units are not good enough on their own. That's the kind of thing. So this guy can just get smoked by Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Honestly, against this guy. So yeah. But I think the support he gives him enough reason to be ran. And he's working with the best character in the game. If he wasn't working with Gohan here, I wouldn't put him on the list here. So yeah, future Gohan, and then I'm putting here at number 10. I'm putting Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta here for Daima, because main reason why is because outside of Daima, I would say he's by far the best unit I can think of that performs the best from the Daima unit outside of Daima. I'm used in on Vegeta Clan. He did very good damage, like his burst damage is just really good, and he doesn't need a Daima team for this. The only thing is, without Daima, he has less defense. That's the only thing that hurts him outside of Daima, but man, you can even run in Blast Base with this Vegeta, so it's really not a big, like, I could see running this trio and he would be fine. Because he has the other 2 units, he can Zenka above everybody. It's just very good for Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. There's no really, like, this is obviously the biggest threat of for this guy, but you're not seeing Goku hit like every match. Like, it's just every now and then you can see them and it's fine. So yeah, I'm putting Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta here. I think he's very good. And then here, honorable mentions. There are a lot of units, not everybody needs to be talked about. This guy Goku, I would say, is fine offensively, but very squishy. This guy, solid, but he needs to be run on Daima. Daima needs a better third. These 2 are great, but they need a better third, because this team is just a Super Saiyan 4 Goku victim. And if you're not running this guy, but instead this guy, you're an easy rush victim. They need a better third. These guys don't have the greatest defense, so if you're switching out of this guy, these 2 are nuking. And even this guy could be victimizing Daima Goku, so yeah. And this guy, who's usually I'm comboing, fill my gauge against this guy, he can't do that, so a lot of struggle with Daima right now, so there are honorable mentions here. Tamagami number 2, haven't used this guy. I pulled him, but haven't used him yet because I don't have a really good Daima team to build. And he wants to be run on Daima. I think his abilities look interesting and good, but it's just he has no type of neutral, no type of defensively, no type of offensively, and this guy is there. So, but the one good, and I mean very helpful quality is that he has a lock-in on main, which works well with this guy. So if you lock this guy in with this guy, switch to this guy, and then rush, you're getting a not free kill, but if you manage to get a rush through, you're getting a kill on him. So this is really great. And then yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I'm putting it down because he's off the lid of the boost system, but you can still run this trio. In fact, I would even put him at number 11 here actually. And then these guys here. This guy, too squishy, gets destroyed by this guy, gets destroyed by everybody. Especially Daima. This guy is the biggest hard counter to this guy ever. He's just like, he's the same kind of victim that Goku Black was without having type neutral defensively. So yeah, go figure. Android 13, still the same issue, as well as too many greens that hurt him. Janemba is reliant on Android 13. Super Vegeta is just not simply really run. But he individually isn't that bad. You can make him one of the potential top 10 units in the game, but not that high. Oda still needs the same issues. This guy has the same issue. Gohan has potentially hybrids, and Frieza needs a team. I'm even putting Ultra Frieza off. No, you know what? I'm leaving it here, but he has always been like for a late time desperate for a better team. So yeah, this is my top 10. Definitely way shorter than I always do, but if nothing really happens in the meta, because again, this guy has no influence, he's just there. You could make this list without this guy, it wouldn't make any difference at all. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and see you guys in oh, before I forget, gotta mention, I will be busy the next few weeks, so there will be less uploads. Maybe I won't even do a video next week or the next two. Could be the case. Maybe on the weekend. We'll see. We'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day.